Hey guys, and welcome back to L.T.S.L. Learning to Self-Love. Hey, I know it's been a while since I've shot a video, and normally I have notes or something prepared for you guys, but I've kind of been putting the video off and knowing I need to do it and want to do it, not only for myself but for you guys, because well, it helps both of us. Um, so today's video might be brief, it might be long, I may ramble, I probably will ramble quite a bit. I've got some ideas, but I don't have anything really jotted down or wrote. So I'm gonna just try to dive right on in. So let's see. One of the things I want to talk about is affirmations. In previous videos, we talked about them and doing them, and doing them repetitively, making them your own routine, constantly building your own self up. And that's great, having affirmations, having the words, doing it. And I looked it up not too long ago, but what affirmation means, in case you don't know, or you've heard the word, you've seen what it's related to, so you have an idea what it means, but you never actually decided to see what the actual definition was. I have it on my phone over here. So I'm gonna just read that real quick. The action or process of affirming something or being affirmed. And so doing these sayings in the morning or whenever you're starting to feel down, telling you yourself that you are strong, you're independent, you are whatever it is that you need help reminding of that you are. That's great, but to take it a next step is to do and live the actions, the things you're saying, doing the things that make you feel that way, that make you feel strong. So saying you're strong, that could be emotional, that can be physical, but then actually taking the next step, if it's physical, to go to the gym, or if it's emotional, to push yourself past that set point. Now I'm not saying go dive in a hole and get yourself into a worse situation than you may feel like you're in emotionally, because well, that's never fun. But I hope you guys are understanding what I'm getting at. Um and self One of the things I really want to talk about today is self-image. That's a huge thing. How we see and view ourselves. I know for me at least, so I'm sure a lot of you guys who may be watching this might feel the same, but there are times that it's easier to view yourself in a negative sense, to push through things and just to hold a mild sort of mental stability without hurting yourself, but in the end you actually are hurting yourself, which is like, well, how do I do it then? But it's because it helps you push through things. And one of those many things is just like viewing yourself as a monster, as a demon, as just a horrible person, maybe sometimes just not even human, because of actions or things you've done or been through, and you're like, well, no other person, no normal person would have done this, so I have to be this awful bad person. And by saying you are, you feel like you have the strength to continue to do things that maybe aren't horrible or aren't bad, but are just simply things you have to do to survive. I mean, just what's horrible, what's bad is only your own sense of moral, and which you have viewed to let be pushed onto you, or which you have learned to accept. Because I'm not going to say like everything you have is just pushed onto you, or you've just naturally accepted everything. It's a give and take that we live in. It's constant. In this world we live in, it's constant. I mean, and our views and things may change constantly as well, and they may. I say may. They will. If they haven't already. Well, like I said, they're constantly happening. So, but so sometimes it's just easy to be like, yeah, I'm that, and just to keep going with it and pushing through it. And that gets you through the time being, but in the end, ultimately, you're hurting yourself. You're letting yourself be in a constant down mindset. I know we've talked earlier in earlier videos about how someone else's negative comment can cut you down, and you need 5 more just to repair that, let alone build from there. But to imagine if that's coming from somebody else, when it's coming from yourself, before anybody can say anything, no chance is given. You just automatically do it to yourself as a defense mechanism, really, to prevent what may come from somebody else, because you feel like that would hurt more. Because, well, at least if it's yourself, you can handle it. Type of mindset. And that's the type of thing that constantly keeps cutting you down. And it's so much worse, because when it's yourself, it's you. I mean, the mind that you live in 24/7, that you, when nobody else is around, who's around? You. So to have yourself saying that is so much worse. And I know a lot of times it really doesn't seem like it, because, well, it's just something I said. Yeah, it's just something I thought. It's not, well, so-and-so said, and that impacted me greatly because they've been in my life, or they haven't been in my life, or just so many people had agreed with it, or whatever the situation is, the scenario. When it's yourself, it never leaves. It truly never leaves. And to try to get those thoughts out of your head and to work on yourself. I mean, we're talking about your self-love, your self-care. You gotta start seeing yourself not as a demon, not as a monster, not as a horrible person, not wicked, whatever you use to see yourself in a negative sense. But to start seeing yourself in a positive light. I mean, that's also not easy, because, we think of ourselves as a monster a lot of the time. And then all of a sudden, what are you going to do? Think of yourself as an angel? No, that's no. It sounds crazy to hear. But no. Sometimes it's just seeing the light within you. You don't have to be a angel, a monster, a good person, a bad person. Simply you. We're all humans here. We all make mistakes. We also all have different achievements and triumphs, and those are simply things that we see in our own value of ourselves. That's what a triumph really is something that we learn to value in ourselves. Because you could achieve something as simple as waking up and going outside today, and that could seem so tiny, and at the same time, for some people, that's a triumph. That's an achievement. That is something that they had accomplished and they're moving forward with. And who's to take that away from them? So in the end, your triumphs, your accomplishments, are things that you see in yourself that you value the worth. And so the more triumphs we have, the more accomplishments we have, the more we learn to love ourselves. Or at least the more when we see and acknowledge our own triumphs. Not when other people say it or do it, or something that's just kind of broad and out there, but when we start seeing our own triumphs. And it's much more impactful when we start seeing our small triumphs than our big ones, because the big ones are like those things we've constantly worked for and got to. But when you talk about your small ones, those are like everyday things. Like, you may not view it right now, but let's say you go to work and you get through the workday and you get home. That's a triumph. Whether it be that the workday was rough, when you got done with the workday and you got in your car, you cried, or that you were about ready to break down, or that even if you did break down for a bit at work, that doesn't take away from the triumph of going to work and making it home. And this is the same thing that can be applied in so many different scenarios, in so many different ways. Because the triumph is the fact that you did it, and that you are alive, and that you're through it. Each moment that passes us by, in a sense, is its own triumph. But again, it's seeing the value in yourself, seeing the care in yourself to acknowledge those triumphs. Uh, Originally, I didn't have any things for you guys to do except obviously, practicing more affirmations, doing things that bring you happiness, peace, stress relief. But as I'm doing this video, it just came to me, and it's each well, let's not start like super small, super detailed, because if we do it that way, you might stop after the first couple days or not even do it. But at least at the end of the week, and whatever you consider the end of the week, not like every Friday, because that could be the end of somebody's week, but let's Monday through Friday work job, that you might consider Friday the end of the week. Or, you might have a different schedule, or you might just see a different day as the end of the week. So not like a set day, but the end of your week. You don't have to write them down. You don't have to tell anybody them. I mean, I encourage you if you do, because that's awesome. More power to you. The more action you do, the more you see yourself through. But simply, just say to yourself, write it down, whatever it is that you want to do. But say 3 accomplishments you had achieved. Now, I'm telling you, it doesn't have to be big. You could do this by the day. You could do this week. You could do this monthly. Saying those 3 accomplishments, writing them down. And the accomplishments, like I said, they don't need to be grand. They don't need to be you finish this enormous project that you've been working 3 months on. They don't have to be you had achieved this prize or whatever. They could simply be that you walked outside of your house. It could be you woke up. That could be to you an achievement. And power to you. I mean, if you can acknowledge that as a accomplishment and achievement for yourself, that's awesome, because you are truly learning to love yourself on every different aspect. And that applies for so many things. Like, you drink 64 ounces in a day of water. You're taking care of yourself. You're showered today. I don't know. Those are just, achievements and accomplishments. And to start acknowledging those things about yourself and learning to accept and love yourself is powerful. Back to the self-image. One of the things that I do personally, so I can tell you, I have no problem telling you about it, but it was only a couple years back for me. I would see myself not like I wouldn't say a monster or a demon, but I would see myself in a negative sense, and I would use that to feel as if that gave me a sense of power, a sense of strength to get through simply the day, or to do that, or just to give me an energy boost. And in the end, that cut me down more than it got me through the day. Let's say I had gotten through the day. Sweet, I made it through that day. But what it did for the rest of that week, what it did the hour after, it didn't help me. No. But what I do now, a lot of times right before I head into work, I take a deep breath in, exhale, and I view, and it's not something I see personally, but it's something I can feel is the light within me, the positive energy, the goodness, the hope I have for the day. Honestly, is what it really is the hope that I put forth. And on that exhale, it's like I'm letting that come off of me. I'm letting that radiate from me. By doing that in my head, I'm pushing forth that hope, not just within me, but outside of me. Because I'm not just going to, ironically, I'm not just going to hope the day gets good or will be good. I'm going to do everything in me to make it good, to turn every bad scenario into something good. Because that is what I'm going to do, make the best out of my day. But that starts with simply just visualizing myself as something pure in a sense. Not good, not evil, just simply life, existence on this planet. Because, as they say, there is beauty in all life. Also, self image can also mean your own self care, in the sense of how you look, how you dress, how you feel, because it's not about how people see you if you meet the standards but of appearance, but it's how you feel about your appearance. Because I'm sure many of you know this, most of you, if not all of you, you've got your hair a mess, you're wearing pajamas or just a sweatshirt, a baggy sweatshirt, and whatever else, everything's a mess. You then, without realizing it, sometimes just feel like a mess or feel more lazy, or you feel like less achievements, less accomplished. But then there are times like, I know for me, I'm not gonna do this every day, but when getting ready for some special event and I get dressed up, I shower, but I shower, I clean up, I do the whole 9 yards, I put on the nice outfit, clean everything, and I just feel a boost in confidence and everything. But I'm not gonna get all dressed up and wear super nice clothes every day. No, that would be a little too much. But every day I brush my teeth, wash my hair, get dressed, style. I put a little shaping cream, I think it is, into my hair to put it the way I want. And I wear my contacts because I like myself better in them, but I do these little things to make sure that when I look in the mirror, I see somebody I like. And that doesn't have to be everybody else's opinion. I mean, I could look like a total mess, but as long as I'm comfortable and I like that person I'm seeing, that's the whole that defeats everything else. Well, not everything else, but you get what I'm talking about. I mean, when when you look good, you feel good. And looking good is such an objective statement because it's how you view yourself. So if you like how you look, keep it up. If you don't, do something. Change it up a little. See what other things like. I mean, I don't know, a haircut, a different style of shirt, different things could be so silly. But whatever it is that you find that you like, if you don't have a style and you want a style, there's dozens of different dress styles out there. I'm no expert, but I mean, like, find it, look for it. If you see something you've always wanted to try it on but weren't sure, go for it. I mean, what's stopping you? So yeah, your self image isn't always necessarily how you see yourself inside your head, but how you feel on the outside with how you take care of yourself as well. And to be honest, guys, I don't think I have much else for today's videos. Today's video. I had a lot in my head, a lot I wanted to say, things that I should have jotted down, I wrote down, and I didn't. Like I said, I kept putting this video off. Me personally, I didn't quite have the energy to open my laptop up and hit record, and just start going. A lot of times I know what the end song I'm going to play at the end is, and the start song, and whatever quote I'm going to throw up. Right now, I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. I have no idea. I plan to throw those things up and do the editing so I can post this video as soon as possible. But that's just like where I'm at with the video right now. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I have no problem admitting that. Um, as I, because sometimes things get busy, life gets busy. Um, Sometimes you just don't feel the right energy to do something, or you need to push yourself to do it. And when you do, you feel so much better, or things get forgotten. And that's just kind of what happened with this video. So hopefully I play a good song. But I'll end this video with one last thing to say is accomplishments. Simple things, find them. I'll even tell you one for me right now. As you probably can tell what I'm about to say, but making this video, that's a huge accomplishment for me right now because I'm actually taking the time to talk, let this stuff out, and talk about and take care of myself, because by doing this, not only am I giving advice and hopefully helping you guys, or I don't know, something else with it, but I am caring for myself by doing something more and appreciating my own self-worth, which is the ultimate goal for all of us here who are watching this channel. So you guys have a wonderful day and take care. Bye.